Okay, so what we'll be doing is baking, how to bake textures. So this I had a question with a friend of mine, Joseph. So he's asking about how to bake textures in Blender. So basically, I'm going to create a new file. So I'll be creating a basic texture on this cube. So click the cube, go to the material tab, then create new material. Now you should have the Node Wrangler add-on enabled. So this one should be enabled. Now just enable screencast, so you will be seeing what I'm pressing here. So with this cube selected and this principled here, principled shader, I'm going to press Ctrl T. Then I will open up a texture. So for here, I'll just choose this parquet flooring. Then I'll go to the material preview. Okay. So I'll just increase the tiling here. Then I'll just set up some roughness for this one. So I'm just going to add a color ramp, then hook this up to the roughness channel. So now you should be able to see that the reflections are breaking up a bit instead of having it without this one, so it's just flat. When we hook this up, you should see that you can control how the roughness channel affects the textures. Normally you're going to flip this one. Okay. Now next is we're going to add a bump channel. Then we duplicate this, hook this up again, then reset this color ramp, then hook this up to the height channel, to the height node, then this one to the normal. Then let's set this one just to 0.1, just enough to see the bump happening in the material. Okay. Now if we're going to bake this out, we need to duplicate this cube first. Okay, so we're going to duplicate this cube, then on this cube, let's isolate this first. So now I only have the second cube. I will delete the I will delete the material for this second cube. Then I'll create a new material, a blank one. Then in the base color, I'll just create a new image texture. Okay, so image texture. Then from here, so this is still blank, we'll create a new texture. So this will be we're going to bake out the albedo map. So I'll just call this albedo. And then make this 2048. Then I'll press OK. Okay, exit out of isolate mode. Then for this to work, we need to go to the cycles renderer. Then here you will have this bake option. Now we only need to bake the diffuse channel, so that's the albedo map. Then we need to turn on this selected to active. So what we need to do first is we need to select the second cube first, then the first cube second. That means that the second cube will be getting the material settings of the first cube. Okay, now let's turn on, let's see the UV map, then let's see the albedo. So right now it's just black. Now let's try a test render. Okay, so here's the result now. So it baked it in this like cross, because it baked it on the UV map channel. So for example, if I'm going to select the second cube, I'm going to go to the face mode. So this is the UV map. So when you're baking something, it will be dependent on how you set up the UV mapping. Okay, now so it's dark now, because if you're going to go to the rendered view, to this one, you see that we don't have any light on the scene. So if I'm going to go to the environment, you see that the color here is gray. So it's recommended that if you're going to bake something, you need to have to set this to white. You shouldn't have any light on your scene. You shouldn't even have a environment texture here when you're baking something, so that any reflections, it will not be baked on your texture. Okay, so let's try that again. So second cube first, second is the first cube, then let's bake it out again. So you'll notice something different here afterwards. Okay, so that's it. So the materials is okay now. So let's try this out now. So I'm going to isolate this cube again. So you'll notice that it's still not getting the proper textures first, because we still need to save this image first. So if you're going to see here, you will see an asterisk after the image text. That means the image, this one, hasn't saved yet. So you need to click this one and save it first. So I already made the test render before, so I'll make this albedo 2, then save image. So now you see that it's getting the proper baked material. So if you want to bake out the different channels here, you just need to select which channel you want to bake out. Then you need to create a separate a separate material for that one. Okay, so I'll end this live session now. I hope this helps you out. Shout out to Joseph.